Hello everyone and welcome to my 24-week update with baby number 4. So just real fast, if y'all hear all kind of commotion in the other room, my family is playing Hungry Hippos to keep the kids busy while I do this. So you might hear some hooping and hollering, but they're just having a good time. I live in a house with 3 kids and it's never quiet. So yeah, that's just something you're gonna have to deal with. And also, I can't find my dang tripod anywhere. So I'm sitting on the floor in my office and it's not clean. I'm in a corner where you can't see much. But yeah. Anyways, I wanted to get this up for y'all in case you were wondering how this pregnancy is going. And not much has really changed since last time I updated. I think the last time I updated I was at 20 weeks. But I left a couple of things out of that video that I wanted to elaborate more on. So I'm going to go over those things, but I'm going to do this as quickly as possible. So as far as like symptoms go, I'm just getting a lot more uncomfortable. I have a lot of round ligament pain this time, like debilitating round ligament pain, and I've heard it gets worse with each kid, and that is definitely true for me. And it's sometimes where like I can be laying there still and it'll just like hit me like someone is just ripping the muscles on the bottom of my stomach. It's crazy. So if anyone else has experienced that, please let me know, because I feel like there's something wrong in there, but my doctor keeps assuring me that it's normal. So just wondering if it really is. The only other symptoms I'm having is I've noticed that my sweat smells like, the only way I can describe it is like metallic chemicals, if that makes any sense at all. Like my sweat just smells different to me in the past month, and I don't know if it's like my changing hormones or if it's my nose just more sensitive and I've always smelled this way. I don't know, but my sweat just smells like metallic chemicals. And I don't know if that is like, you know, meaning anything, but that's one thing that's a little bit different. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned it in my last video or not, but I am taking Mckenna Shots. I just had one like an hour ago. I take them every Tuesday when my weeks switch over, so I'm exactly 24 weeks today. So my husband has been giving me my Mckenna Shots at home, and they are a very thick medicine. So like the needle going in doesn't hurt, but like about halfway through the medicine going in, it starts to really burn and it hurts that night and maybe a little bit the next morning, and then I'm over it. I've only bruised once from it, and I think it's just because he was pushing a little bit too hard, but I'm doing that. And I've noticed that like a few days after I've had my Mckenna Shots, my arms, like my upper arms, itch really bad. And I think that's because of the shots. I really don't think it is ICP. If you didn't follow me in my last pregnancy, I started having my, oh, what were they called? Bile acids, I want to say, get higher. And if you don't know what ICP is, it is cholestasis in pregnancy, something like that. But pretty much your bile acids are rising, and if they get too high, it is harmful to the baby. And so they usually take the baby at 36 weeks if that happens. I had my baby at 37 weeks anyways, so it was fine. And it never got to a level where my doctor was concerned. I think the highest that mine ever went was a 14 in that pregnancy, but it was like itching everywhere. Like I was tearing up my palm of my hands and my forearms. Like it just itched everywhere and it was just unbearable. So I don't think it's that happening again, but yeah, it's just something I'm aware of, that my upper arms just get super itchy and I just have to claw at them for like a day or two, and then it seems to go away. So I was complaining to my doctor about a lot of headaches I was having, but I have been taking magnesium every night and I have not had very many headaches since I have started that. one night I did forget to take my magnesium, and the next day I did have a headache. So I think that the magnesium is definitely helping. I also think that my vision is getting worse. I never wear my glasses, and I'm supposed to wear them like every day, and I don't because they're just annoying. And with 3 kids, they're slapping them off your face, and it's just annoying. So I think after I have this baby, I'm gonna go get my eyes checked and just take the plunge and get contacts. I really don't want to. I didn't like contacts when I was younger. Trying to put them and take them out of my eye, like almost had a anxiety attack trying to get the thing out of my eye because it got stuck in there. But we'll be fine. I'm a big girl. I can handle it, and it'll be easier than having glasses. But I think that's it for symptoms. As far as cravings, I'm not craving anything. Like, don't really even want food. I am turned off of sweets this pregnancy, which is a good thing because then I'm not gorging on sweets. I have actually lost 16 pounds since being pregnant this time, which is kind of good because I was overweight at the beginning of this pregnancy, and I'm still overweight, so I don't think it's hurting the baby whatsoever. Obviously the baby is growing. It's really weird to be losing weight and not be losing any belly whatsoever, so I think I'm okay there. And usually like my last 2 months I gain quickly, so whatever I can lose in the beginning is just less that I'm gonna weigh at the end. That's the way I see it, at least. I think I'm fine. So I did have COVID last week. I am still getting over it just a little bit. Like I have a little bit of a runny nose still, just a little bit of a irritated cough still, and it wasn't horrible. The worst thing was the first night and day I was realizing that something was wrong and I was sick. My body aches were horrible to the point where like my hips were just unbearably uncomfortable, and I had gotten up in the middle of the night to get my son some more milk, and it felt like my legs were going to give out underneath me. It was just so uncomfortable, and I felt so weak. And then the next day I took a COVID test and I was positive, so then I was barricaded in my room for like a week, and it was really hard to be away from my kids. My husband picked up all the slack, thank goodness. He is so wonderful, and he really held down the fort for me, and he would bring my little girl to the door and just like crack it a little bit where I could just see her smile. That every time that I would like walk through the house just to, you know, stretch my legs with my mask on or anything, she would crawl after me, and I would have to go back in the room because I didn't want her to get too close to me. But it was really hard not to hold my baby. I mean, the other two, they're pretty self-sufficient, but it was really hard not to hold Haley for that week. But I'm over it now. We're in the home stretch. No one else in the house got sick, thank the Lord. But yeah, we're over that thing. So I have had my COVID card drawn, and I don't want to go through it again. I've already done my one bout, and that's good enough for me. So hopefully I don't have to deal with it again. And I have no idea where I could have gotten it either. The one thing that has definitely changed in the last 4 weeks is I am feeling baby move so much, and in such a big way. Like I can see it moving from the outside now. Like it's making big punches. It's doing those punches down low where it feels like it's punching you in your butthole, and it's uncomfortable. Or even more uncomfortable, the ones where they just punch you right in your cervix. If you've ever been pregnant, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never been pregnant, that's something that people don't talk about, is that they can affect some things in there. And there's this thing called lightning crotch, and it only gets worse as the baby gets heavier and gets stronger, and they're just punching the thing down. But it's just something you gotta deal with. And even though like it's uncomfortable when my baby does it, I'm just like, okay, you're getting strong in there, I'll take it, that's fine. But I'm just like, oh, it's totally, wait, you just get over it. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is something that I kind of just skipped over unintentionally last time. I said that we went to our anatomy scan and that the baby was growing good and everything looked good, and it did. Everything was fine, but there was one thing that the doctor told us not to be concerned about, but I wanted to just talk about it briefly. We are having an ultrasound Monday. Today is Tuesday, so in less than a week we are having another ultrasound, and hopefully this issue has started to clear up or is gone completely. The baby has a cyst in its brain, and if I can find my ultrasound picture, because I got a new phone for Christmas, thank the Lord, because my phone was like really starting to skits out. But anyways, if I can find the ultrasound picture, I'll put it up in one of the corners. But the baby does have a cyst in its brain, and it is in the portion of the brain that only makes spinal fluid. So our doctor told us that it was something that was very normal, something that happens a lot, that in his 30-something years of practicing he has seen multiple times, and that it could mean that there is Down syndrome or spinal bifida in the baby, but there has to be like other birth defects along with that for that to be true, and there are none. All the bones are the right length. It doesn't have a cleft palate. It has, you know, the bridge in the nose. It has the right spacing for the thing in the back of the neck, whatever that is. So there is no other birth defects whatsoever, and so this cyst in the baby's brain should clear up completely, and they told us hopefully by 32 weeks it should be completely gone. Next week I'll only be 25 weeks, so if it's still there, I'm gonna try my best not to worry. But it seems like in my pregnancies there's always been something. Like I've had placenta previa, I've had a placental abruption, I've had subchorionic hematomas in 3 of my 4 pregnancies. So there's just always something going on, it seems like, and that's one of the many reasons why we are not having any more kids after this, because my body just seems to not like being pregnant, and my uterus is not the strongest uterus. So yeah, we're going to just hope for the best, and I'm hoping that it is at least smaller than it was when we went last time. If it's bigger, I'm definitely going to worry and probably do some research. I've been trying to stay off of Dr. Google because it's just going to scare me, but that is a small thing that is going on with the baby that I did want to note. But besides that, baby is looking great. I listen to its heartbeat often, and it sounds perfectly healthy in there. It's moving a ton. So I really think that either way, even if this baby did have a disability, it wouldn't matter to us. It's still our baby. We would still keep it, I mean, obviously, but it's just something to be slightly concerned about, I guess. But that is pretty much it. I'm very, very glad I am in the home stretch, given that I usually have my babies like 4 weeks early. Hopefully this one's not 4 weeks early, hopefully more like 3. I technically have 16 weeks left, but more like 13. So hopefully we will be holding this baby before 16 weeks is up. I hear my other baby crying, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up where I can go give her some love, because there's probably, I don't know, she's doing her I'm mad, nya, 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 little talking. She's so freaking cute. She took her first steps this week, but this video is not about her. But yeah, that is it for my 24-week update. I'm going to show y'all my belly real fast. I'm not gonna stand up all the way because that's too much work. But like, this is fat, but this is baby. So yep, that is 24-week belly with surprise baby number 4. We are still not finding out the gender, even though we're having ultrasound next week. We're staying strong. So I will see y'all in another update after I have that ultrasound to make sure everything is good. Just to let y'all know, in case you're wondering how things are going after that. But besides that, not much going on here, just being pregnant and being uncomfortable. But I will see y'all on the next one. And if you're 24 weeks pregnant also, or pregnant at all going through this with me, leave a comment down below. I would love to get to know y'all ladies. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.